Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Josh Does Coding. In today's video, we're going to be continuing on with our wave-based survival series, and we are going to be setting up some logic so that the enemies attack the player when they are within range. So let's jump straight on into it. What we're going to do is we're going to come over to our enemies folder, and we're going to go ahead and open up our base enemy. Now, like I've mentioned in previous videos, we are going to be keeping enemies super simple for now. We're going to set up a very basic version of this game, and then we're going to start making it more and more advanced. So all we're going to do today is just check if we are within a distance to the player, and if we are, we're going to attack the player. So to do that, what we can do is create a custom event, and we'll call this check distance to player. Now what we can do is we can search for the get distance to node, and you'll see we have to pass in a target, which is self, and the other actor. So the other actor, we're just going to search get player character, just like so, and it is going to return a float, and that is going to be the Unreal units, which is centimeters, to the player. So what we can do is we can say if this is less than or equal to, and we'll create a new variable called attack range, and we'll change this to a float. We can then compile and set the default value to whatever we would like. So currently, enemies try to get within 5 centimeters of the player, so we can just use that same 5 centimeters for now. Of course, you can set this to whatever you want. So I'll just hook up the attack range here. So now we're saying if the distance is less than or equal to the attack range, then we'll throw in a branch. And if it's true, so if we are within range, we're going to create a function, and we are going to call this attack player. If we come back to our event graph, we can then call this function attack player on true. If false, we don't need to do anything because that just means that we can't attack the player. So in attack player, since we currently don't have health on our player, we're just going to print string, and we'll just say enemy attacked player. We can now compile and save that. So what we need to do is check if we are within range to the player every X amount of seconds. So what we can do on the end of begin play is we can just set timer by event. From our event, we're going to drag out and create event, and then we can select the custom event we just made, which is check distance to player. We are going to say check this every 0.2 sec. We'll do 0.1 for now. So essentially, every 1 second, we're going to check if 0.1 second, we're going to check if we are within range of the player, and if we are going to attack the player. Now, you can change this time completely dependent on how often you want your enemy to attack. Now, for our particular game, it's going to be a lot of attacks that do very little damage, so I am fine with 0.1. And we are also going to make this looping so that it is constantly happening. Sorry about that. One thing we actually do need to do is increase our attack range from 5 to, let's say, 100. The reason for that is that enemies they're going to very quickly swarm the player, and we don't just want the enemies touching the player to be attacking them. We also want the enemies in the general vicinity to also be able to hit the player, so the player can't just walk into a corner or something and only get hit by one enemy. So now with that changed, if we run the game and an enemy comes up to the player, you will see that we're getting a whole bunch of enemy attacked player print strings, so many that it is actually off of our screen. So that's going to do it for today's video. In the next video, we are going to be setting up health for the player, as well as a health bar and actually taking damage from these enemies. So if you do want to see that, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, be sure to leave a comment down below if you have any questions or any suggestions on how we can improve these videos. With that said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and good luck with your games.